So I apologize for some of the technical difficulties right now, especially anyone who is watching with us right now. We're actually on the wrong spot. It's a complex story, but we're back now. So I'd like to share about this first reading from the prophet Micah, because it's interesting here. It's kind of a spooky picture. The Lord is in a courtroom in a trial against his people. It's a very interesting place to be. He's saying, present your plea before the mountains. The Lord has a plea against his people, and he enters into trial with Israel. He goes on saying, my people, what have I done to you? How have I wearied you? Just that image of being wearied with God, the source of everything that our heart has been made for. And yet, he's sad here. He's saying, how have I wearied you? Like, that just doesn't make sense. How can pure love, pure happiness, make us weary? It's because we're searching for something, we're grasping for something, thinking that that's what's going to make us happy, but we don't actually see what's right in front of us. And the Lord says here at the very end, he goes through talking about you're trying to reach out and sort of defend your case by doing lots of things. Coming before with burnt offerings, with thousands of rams, myriads of streams of oil. And so what they're doing is they're acting out of fear here. They're saying, we're in trouble with God, so we need to do stuff. We need to do, more things for God. And yet, what the Lord is saying here is, I've already told you. I've already told you what is good, what I'm really looking for. And all the other things, all the other actions should flow out of that. Do the right. Love goodness. Walk humbly with your God. The Lord is reminding us to go back to basics. To ask ourselves, are we merely doing our prayers, our fasts? Are we doing it more out of a sense of fear and pleasing God, saying, I got to do stuff to make things right? Or are we starting first with that sense of the Lord saying, come back to me, walk humbly with me, love me? And then from there, that love then will pour out into those good works. We can't start with the good works first. We need to start with that relationship with the Lord that then pours out into a loving expression of our love. So let's ask the Lord for just that grace of going back to the beginning, going back to our first love with the Lord, going back to that relationship with Him, and allowing all of our actions, especially our pious actions, to go back to that center point, our relationship with the Lord. Let the Eucharist be the encounter with the person, with Jesus Christ stooping down, coming into the weakness of flesh, coming into our own selves, who are broken earthen vessels, and yet contain the very power of God by His Spirit coming within us, by His body and blood coming within us. When we discover that, then the Eucharist becomes so much more alive. And it isn't merely something to do, it's something to share with the beloved. So let's ask, Lord, for that grace as we go into this second part of the Eucharist, to go back to that first love, the basics, and allow our piety to come forth from a relationship with Jesus Christ.